back to Black Iron Garage's free lathe. I got this in a plant I used to work in. Be wary anybody gives you any free machine equipment though, because sometimes it can be kind of interesting.
Free's not always free.
Free's not always free because all this kind of stuff goes with it. One thing I've noticed with this one is, this one is missing some of the change gears. I need to make certain, if you're going to do any type of threading, change gears are important. I probably end up just making some, but that's down the road. This thing actually does turn pretty good. I just, right now, if I'm going to cut any threads or whatever, I have to go a different route. I've got about half of the change gears. The problem is that if you look right here, if you got about half the change gears, you can do about maybe one or two of the threads. It seems like you need a change gear for every one of them. So, and I think there's like 12 it comes with, and I've got like 6 of them. But one thing we did add on this one is we got a new DRO system, which is pretty neat. I got this off eBay. I wanted the LCD model because it was just the newest thing. I don't think it really would have mattered that much. But I wanted something simple that was plug and play. A lot of people have the touch DRO now with the that's I think Windows or app. I don't know if it's Android based or what it is, but I'm always a little concerned about stuff that has to go through multiple programs because it causes issues sometimes. So I just wanted something that was kind of modern and easy to install. This one has the magnetic scales. Now, the claim to fame of the magnetic scales that I know of, I'm not a DRO expert. These are made by D.R.O. I guess they're probably Chinese made. Down to 1 micron. But these are magnetic. So I've heard the horror stories and people warn about cutting the glass ones. So I just paid a few more bucks and got something that was set up the magnetic scales because it was easier to do. I had to trim this one. The back side was dead on where it needed to be. This one I had to trim down a little bit. And if you notice, right here, I've got this set. This is set in the metric right now system. Let me put them on freedom units. All right. So
you say freedom units?
Yeah, now we're down to the inch. So if you notice, now on the inch system, it'll actually go to 5 decimal points. But that's just ridiculous and confuses me. I don't need that much on this, what I'm doing. So this goes down to the 10,000th of an inch, which is plenty close for what we do. So there's that. So I've got one on the x-axis here, which is, I think it's backwards, but I had to switch them around because the x-axis on this one, the x-axis on this one, typically, if I'm not mistaken, on the lathes, X should be direction down the bed, and the Y is the end, maybe. I don't know, but I know it works good. You just gotta figure that stuff out. We hadn't had them on there very long, so. And then I've got one on that goes transversely or goes parallel with the bedways. We're doing some rewiring on this as far as controls and stuff goes. I'm adding knee stop, so right down here you can see the magnetic scale. I've got to add some more wires, so I'm going to put all these in maybe a link type system, but I need to get these so they don't get hung on anything. But so it works pretty good. This kit came with it's called a Baykunl, I don't know, but so far it's pretty good. It also comes with, I've got the magnetic scales, and also came with a magnetic, what's that called, a transducer or something like that for the tachometer, which is not nearly, you see it's picking up on the light flashes. Not necessary for this lathe or what we do, because you put it in gear, the speeds, as long as you're at 60 hertz, the speed should be pretty close for what we do on here. However, it came with the kit, so I put it on there. Had a piece of scrap aluminum right here I made. If you notice, I just epoxied the so it can be knocked off fairly easy in case this needs to be repaired. But I just epoxied the magnet on there, and I gave it enough clearance to where I think that looks like about 3/8 of an inch or 10 millimeters, something like that. But if you notice on the screen right here, I can spin it by hand. Let me let it zero, and then spin the chuck. You see, you start picking up RPM on it. So that's kind of a cool function, I guess. Not necessarily needed. It'd be fantastic on a mill. I'm looking forward to that function on the mill. That way, because it's got.
Did this arm come with it?
The arm came with it. I made this out of some stuff I had laying around the post. So, made that.
It does have a 1/4-inch mount on the back too. So if you wanted to mount it that way, you could mount it that way as well.
Yeah, I'm not some type of mount. It almost looks like an antenna, a ground or some sort. I don't know what that is.
It looked like 1/4-inch mount, almost like
yeah, camera or something.
Camera mount.
It might be. I'm not. Once again, you know, stuff that comes from Asia doesn't a lot of times come with instructions, so you kind of have to guess at it. I mean, it wasn't hard to put on, and there's enough videos of people trimming magnetic scales where it was a piece of cake to put this in. I had to. You do need to pay attention to, and you can go inside the function of this, and you got to set the direction of it and things like that. I'm not going to go over all that. There's plenty of videos how to do that. I just want to show you what it looked like on an 80s 14x40 Mazak Mate. I'm going to put some type of bumper right here so the tailstock doesn't crush this. Maybe just drill and thread a bolt with a set screw so I can adjust this right here, so when we're pushing this forward, it doesn't slam it and bend this aluminum channel extrusion.
Awesome. So that's the new DRO.
Yep. When we get the mill put back together again, I'm probably going to use. I really like this one. Now I know how it works. I'm probably going to use. This particular brand too on my mill. This is the old Bridgeport we're using right now. It's flapped out, but the head's been rebuilt. But this is actually an import head. Taiwanese probably made off the Seiki, and we get the Seiki back together again. It has the table's probably about. This one's got a 36 or 42-inch table. Seiki's got a 50-inch table, which would be nice, and it's got the longer knee on it by about 6 inches. So it'll be nice to get the bigger mill and when we get it all cleaned up, put back together again. But we're using this right now to do some repairs.